What is up, my little Deinos? Vepsis here, your coach of the Helsinki Hydreigons, and we are back for the AP Academy quarterfinals playoff game versus Gray and his team being the Vancouver Titangs, if I pronounce it properly. His YouTube channel link will be down below in the description, so make sure to check him out. Very good coach, what I have been able to follow him thus far during this season, and you can see from his record he has done very well thus far. And it's gonna be a tough matchup, and if I'm being completely honest, going to this matchup, I haven't spent as much time to this or been as invested to it as I was in the UBL Season 4 run, which ended a while ago. And this team that I have made is very briefly made, because I have 3 leagues going on as of right now, 2 which are done off screen from YouTube, and the another one is also in the playoffs as I'm currently doing this. So I haven't had as much time as I would like to spend on it, and I made the team pretty briefly. I feel it's a solid one, but it's not super detailed or very fancy team in itself. It's pretty efficient team, and I hope it's going to be good enough to win. If it doesn't, well, we had a solid run in the AP Academy, and if I happen to lose today to a very good coach, I won't see myself to be too upset about it, unless there's a lot of RNG bullshit going against us, and I felt like I had a chance to win if those would have not happened. But knock on wood, that won't be the case in the matchup. You can see above my face coming, and now I'm gonna be going very briefly in my team, so I won't be making my opponent wait for any longer, and we're just gonna be jumping into the action. So we are gonna be starting this off with my Scrafty, which is fully physically defensive this week to deal with his Extra Chill and Tyranitar with the Dual Stab, and Red Stock with Leftovers and Intimidate. So this is just a very good physical defensive answer to his premier quote that I saw from his draft that I wanted to have a good answer for, and I decided to use Scrafty for this role over something else on my team, which I don't think anything else would have done this job as efficiently as I hope Scrafty able to do. So that is going to be that. Then we are running a 4 attacks expert belt, Adamant Nature, if I remember right, Zeraora with a Plasma Fist, Close Combat, Blaze Kick and Volt Switch. And the idea with Blaze Kick combined with the expert belt is that once I get my hazards up, even a fully physically defensive Celebi cannot avoid being 2-hit KO'd, and it's nice that it's also able to hit his ground type Extra Chill on a same hit, while I still have close combat, which is gonna be nuking Extra Chill outside of Sand when I still can outspeed it, or if it's not Choice Scarf, for example, and it's going to be murdering the Tyranitar as well. I have to keep in mind Chopo Berry as a potential option, but I can scout for that on Tyranitar's case and go for a Volt Switch if I see myself having to scout for that. But that's going to be Zeraora. Then we are going to be bringing out G-Max Gengar with 4 attacks, Melee, Dazzling Gleam and Energy Ball. I figured that are the best optional moves to have to deal. Both of them actually hit Tyranitar super effectively, but they also able me to really nuke Proto Was with the Energy Ball, which my other moves would not be able to do outside and inside of G-Max. And then Dazzling Gleam also is able to hit MattOshea and Noivern a little bit harder than I would be able to otherwise. So that's going to be the Gengar, nothing too special there, with holding the Master Ball of course, because G-Max is doing this season as we have know about it thus far. But as a reminder, because it's been a while for me and you as well, when as we have been in the AP Academy and doing a battle, we have to hold these Pokeballs, and same thing is for my opponent. So there is that. And then we are bringing a Flareon this time around with heavy duty boots, second time this season, and one of them being a playoff match, so he has, or she has, quite a bit of pressure on her shoulders, but that's same for the rest of us. So hopefully she can do her own weight on this. It's a pretty solid check to Aromatisse, Celebi, and even likes of Chandelure or Noivern, because it's a fully special defensive with Flare Blitz, Toxic, Wish, Protect, and with heavy duty boots obviously we avoid the Stealth Rock damage, and we have Flash Fire just in case if I need having to have a fire immunity for his potential Chandelure bring, which I'm not sure if he would bring, but off the chance he would, I have this option in the back to deter him to click those moves. And then we have a physical defensive Quillfish to help with Machoke and the Golisopod, which I can see coming, or one of them or both even on this matchup. And we have Dual Stab, Spikes and Pain Split, and I remember having Intimidate and Rocky Helmet on this just to be able to chip those things down. And the idea is to be able to hazard stack him a little bit with my defensive pivot, so that Zeraora and G-Max Gengar have easier time to just kick things off like that, and punishing him for having to be forced to swap out. So that's pretty nice. He does have a couple of really good removers, but I'm gonna be either force him to go for that and lose momentum by it, or he's not going to be, for example, expecting me to hazard stack versus him, and then I can really punish him for the late game in itself. But that's pretty much that for the Qwilfish as a defensive pivot, and then we bring our special defensive Bronzong to deal with the Noivern, and it's kind of like a soft check to Rotom-Wasp since I don't bring Rotom-Mow or Hydreigon, which honestly I could have brought, and in a hindsight, I don't know, but they are weird monsters not to bring in a matchup, especially Hydreigon. I felt like there's a solid chance I should have brought it, but the way I structured this team, I figured that, well, it's gonna odd man out, and we are bringing Bronzong for Stealth Rocks, because those would be nice to have up. We have Toxic Protect to kind of stall out the Rotom-Wasp. We have Psychic as a neutral way to hit it back over something like a Steel Stab, and then we also, I believe, we have Levitate ability this week. Off the chance he brings the Exotrue and it's gonna be like a Sandrush, so I still have a Crown Immunity on the team to potentially stall out the turn. It can still get access to Shadow Claw, so I have to watch out for that, but I do have this Crafty in the back to deal with that thing primarily. So that is going to be the team, and now let's go and see how this battle is going to be turning out versus Grey and his team being the Vancouver Titangs. Alright, here we are, right about to start the battle versus Grey, and before I click I'm gonna make a prediction what I'm gonna be expecting to see. So I'm gonna be expecting to see Exotrill, Tyranitar Core, I expect to see Rotom-Wasp, Aromatisse. I would want to say I will see Celebi as a Zeraora check, and then I could see Noivern potentially as a choice Scarf or some sort of matter as a way of speed control, but especially the first 5 I think are likely. The last one being Noivern or not, or something else, could still change, but let's see what Grey decides to bring, and hopefully this is gonna be going well for us. If not, like I said on the team builder part earlier on this video, I don't mind really losing today either way. So he's gonna be bringing the Exotree, but no Tyranitar, no Aromatisse either. Okay, so we see Celebi, Noivern, Exotree, Rotom-Wasp, Machoke, and Golisopod. So Machoke I could see being there as a soft check to Gengar and Hydreigon, as a Eviolite. Golisopod I probably see as a priority option for the Hydreigon, which he thought I would bring. The Exotree might be just choice Scarf on this sense, or maybe even Assault Vest able to deal with Gengar. But as of my lead, I feel like Rotom-Wasp is very safe lead for my opponent's behalf, so I kinda just wanna lead with my Bronzong and go from there. So I'm gonna stick with that. It was something that I thought going to this battle, which I didn't talk on the team builder part, but I really thought that Bronzong is a likely lead for me, because I think the Rotom-Wasp is pretty safe for my opponent's behalf to lead and position himself properly. And I think this is also a first Wi-Fi battle in this generation for him, at least for APA's sake. He hasn't been able to get the LAN working for himself, but now, thankfully, on the playoffs, he has been able to do that. But he leads with the Noivern, which is fine by me. He's gonna be using this thing as a pivot, and he's gonna be seeing that I have leftovers, and he is the Frisk set. So I could see him going for a taunt or just for a U-turn, but I'm gonna attempt to get my Stealth Rocks up either way and see if he would be packing it. If he packs Flamethrower, I have still Flareon that I can pivot into after and whiz back into this thing. So I'm gonna be going for the Rocks. He could also have Super Fang on this, or Shadow Ball. Those are kind of the thing, like taunt, U-turn, Shadow Ball, Flamethrower. Those are kind of the moves that he could go for, but I go for the okay, he does go for the taunt, which is fair play by him, and probably after this I could expect him to go for the U-turn. And honestly, because he didn't bring the Tyranitar, I'm still gonna go for the Psychic. Any damage will matter, and he's gonna be going for the U-turn. So he has used this thing as a dedicated lead to prevent me to go for the Stealth Rocks, which is fair play by him, but it doesn't necessarily deter these rocks that go up later on the battle. And I'm already able to see 2 of his 4 moves out of this, So it's not necessarily too bad of a situation. And again, Psychic is relatively free. Only thing that takes well on that hit would be the Extra Chill, which I have Scrafty in the back to take him on. And honestly, because he didn't bring the Aromatisse, Scrafty looks pretty nice barring the Machoke, which I can always just go for the knockoff on the switch. But he does go into the Roto-Was, which is actually pretty nice for me, because I don't really mind staying in and get some more damage onto him. He could go for the Pain Split or a Trick. But at this point, I don't think I want to let anything else to be a Trick. So I might just stay in and go for the Psychic again and get just more damage on him at this point. He could be Tricker variant, he could be a Reducing Berry like a Rindo Berry. Or he's gonna be dual screens. Okay, so he's holding Light Clay on this. So, what could it be? Does he have anything to try to set up in the back, or is this more so just try to help withstand my offensive presence that I do have on my team? But now I'm able to get rid of that, and now I do want to get this thing on timer, I believe. So I will go for the Toxic initially. And to see what he goes into, this also covers any other swap, barring the Extra, I think. But let's see what he does. He does go into Nob, which is going to be the Golisopod, so I'm happy to get this thing on the timer for sure. Now he could be like a Sword Dance variant, but I do have the Qwilfish in the back with Rocky Helmet, and now with the Toxic being on to him as well, this is pretty nice for me. So he might try to hazard stack me back, but I am somewhat okay with that in itself too. So we are gonna be probably extending a lot of hazards on this battle, which we have to wait and see that which one of us is able to manage them better. He does have a Rapid Spin in Extra Chill, so in a long term he might be able to win that extends, but let's see if he is a Spikes variant or just all-out attacker himself. He does go for the lead life, which is actually perfect case for Neria, cause he's gonna be doing minor damage to me, and now the Rocky Helmet and the Toxic will just keep wearing him down, so I'm happy with this damage on the Golisopod. And now I could honestly go for the Poison Jab first, because I want to force him to get the emergency exit, and I could get Poison on the Roto-Was or just any kind of damage on the Roto-Was in itself. And more importantly, it kind of deters this potential Spiker to get his spikes up at the same time, and I can see myself getting those spikes later on myself. And he does go into the Roto-Was. No, that's the Noivern, so he does swap into the Noivern. I thought that was the Roto-Was name, but no, it was literally the first one on the field. But let's see if we get the Poison. We do not get the Poison, but that's okay by me. And here I just go back into my Bronzong. I don't really mind if he tries to taunt or go for attack. Either way, I should be in a good position. If he goes for the U-turn and expects me to swap out, so be it. I don't really mind this too much. So we are kind of, I guess, feeling ourselves out to figure out what is both of our game plans thus far. That's kind of how I'm visuing or trying to explain what's happening in this, because it's pretty slow paced thus far. Like, both of us have been able to kind of end what each other have been trying to do early on, but he does just goes for a hard Traeger meteor, so that's one of his moves, and obviously we're gonna be taking very little from that. So at this point I'm pretty free to go for the Psychic, guaranteed to get something out of the turn if the Extra Chill comes in, and there are other things that I can try to get up the rocks on versus. So I'm gonna be going for this. I don't anticipate him to have Roost, and he does go for the U-turn, so good play by him, expecting me to not try to go for rocks. So good play by him. Maybe I could have tried to do that, but this is like a more higher percentage of play to get at least something off, even though he still has the light screen off. But any chip could matter, even on this Extra Chill, which he does go into, and this could be this is probably gonna be his rocker. But that's gonna be revealing a lot from his set, and if he has Stealth Rocks on this, he will be lacking something else. And actually, now looking at the info on him, he didn't. I don't think he revealed to be a Mold Breaker, but I might have to scout for it later on, because I could have just missed it. But I have to remember to see later on this battle if this was Mold Breaker or not. But it doesn't change my play by any means. I will still go into my Scrafty, because there's no reason to risk my Bronzong if I happen to miss out on the Mold Breaker, or him just going for Shadow Claw if he's not that. So I'm gonna be going to my Scrafty. I will get a knockoff after this, which is nice for me, and we get the Intimidate off on this Extra but let's see what he does. He does go for the Brick Break. Okay, so that's his way of hitting my Scrafty, and that did a good amount of damage, not gonna lie. So that could be like a banded Extra for all I know, but at this point I could go for the Drain Punch or for the knockoff expecting the Machoke, and I kinda like that more. So I'm gonna be going for the knockoff, anticipating him to swap out into Noivern or the Machoke. It's one of the two. It's going to be the Noivern, so we get rid of whatever item he might have. I anticipate it to be Boots. And he sees my leftovers. And we are going for the knockoff, and we do get rid of the heavy duty Boots, which is nice. So we get that one right. And now he's probably going for the U-turn yet again, but I don't really mind that, to be honest. I could go into this and like hard predict the U-turn, but I don't think risking Qwilfish like that is necessary. The most smartest play to do. So after the Extra comes in next time around, that looks to me to be like a choice banded variant. He does have Roost, Draco Meteor, U-turn and Taunt, so that's his set, which is okay by me. And now I could see him and try to go for the Taunt, seeing that I expected him to go for it last time after he revealed that. So I think I will go for the Psychic, and then I will protect on the Extra Chill to see what he lock himself into. Yeah, now he does go for that, and this is fine by me, because he cannot touch me otherwise, and I do have the Psychic to hit him back as well. So we get some damage back on him on that turn. And after this, since he has U-turn, there's no point of me to really swap out, unless I want to get the Rocky Helmet, but I don't think that's gonna change anything. So we are gonna be going for the Psychic yet again. He goes for the U-turn. This is kinda redundant in a way. Well, not redundant. It's kinda slow-paced battle thus far, but him having the banded Extra is kinda annoying, because now I cannot protect on that turn. But now he does swap out into the Roto Wasp first, so he doesn't. Sorry about my phone just went off, so I'm gonna be throwing it away for now, so it won't be distracting me on the key turns. But now he went into this. That was one turn of Taunt that he went, then it's the 2 turns of Taunt. So I'm gonna go for the Psychic, and then I will get my rocks up after that, as he's gonna be going for the Pain Split. So he has Light Screen, Pain Split, and probably Dual Stab. So that's his set. He only brought the Light Screen to support versus the Hydreigon and Gengar, which I can understand. I can see, like I have done similar things, not necessarily with Roto Wasp, but I have used those kind of sets in the past. But now I'm gonna be getting my rocks up, because now they should be there to stay, unless he's running Choice Banded Extra Drill with Rapid Spin, which he might, who knows. But or he's running Key Fog on this set, but he does go for the Light Screen. And now I'm able to get my Stealth Rocks here for free, so that's pretty nice. And after this, I still just might go for the Psychic, even though the Extra Tier is likely to come in. But I don't think in this position. Then again, he only hard swapped out last time. Maybe he doesn't have Volt Switch on this set. But either way, I think Psychic is always my play. I have to keep in mind the timer, cause okay, he has dual screens, Pain Split, and a 1 attacking move on it. Okay. So he might just have like a Hydro Pump on it and nothing else. So he has a very particular like moveset syndrome that he had on his build. So, but he does have the... He does have that. Do I want to... I think I want to Psychic yet again, because I don't want to reveal my Protect until the Extra Chill is in front of me, because then I can scout what he locked himself into. And there comes the Extra Chill, which I can actually now see quickly if I can manage. If I'm gonna look the Extra Chill, as I do probably like pitiful damage to him. Choice Band Extra Chill versus my Scrafty with Intimidate, and him having Brick Break on it. Yeah, there's no way he does that amount of damage. Yeah, there's no way he would have done that amount of damage, I think, unless he got super high rolls. So what I will do now is going for the Protect, and see what he locks himself into. I do believe this is a choice banded variant, so that's why I'm very, very confident. Okay, he does go for the Earthquake this time around. And I don't think he had the Mob Breaker on it, but I still want to think that he might still have it. So I think on this scenario, if he is choice banded and my Scrafty took that hit, it still should be able to take those 2 hits. But I could actually just stay in and sack this thing as well, because this thing is becoming quite useless, so I'm gonna protect again off the chance I get it. Or if he's going to be Mob Breaker, I get to see it from here. So he is a Mob Breaker set, which I did miss out earlier, but that's fine by me, because now I do get my... and he does get the crit. So good thing I didn't swap into my Scrafty, because if I would have swapped into Scrafty as he critted me, that would have turned the battle completely. But now, because I know he's choice banded, I should be able to manage it 1v1 relatively well, because I go for the Drain Punch and then I can go for the rest. So he might think he can 1v1 me and just maul through me, but I have a formal recovery both in Rest and in Drain Punch. But either way, I'm gonna be going for the Drain Punch and respect the threat that is in front of me, because he might, for all I know, just still stay in versus me. But this is a very good idea versus me, to bring Execute like this, to utilize the screens and just maul through me literally with that thing. So it's definitely a strong set from his behalf. And now he does go into the Noivern, which is gonna be taking good amount of damage from me, only because of the Stealth Rocks, not because of this Drain Punch. Drain Punch won't be doing too much, and he's probably gonna be going for a Roost if anything else. I think that's his smartest play to do, so he can preserve this thing. But what this is basically able to me to do is that I'm gonna be able to hard swap. Then again, unfortunately I don't have the Bronzong anymore. But I think my hard swap here should be my Flareon, to be able to tank this hit. And then I'm gonna be seeing that if I need to predict the taunt, because I could see him going for that. Yeah, he's gonna be going for the Roost. And at this point I see him going for the taunt, so part of me wants to just hard swap yet again. But at the same time I could just also... him having taunt is definitely a very good bring from his behalf, so I could go into this as well, and Plasma Fist or Play Rough. But I think just going for... I think his play is always taunt, so I could go into my Zeraora. And I'm gonna trust my gut on that. It's very scary if he Dracos, but Zeraora still tanks it if I get it wrong. But I expect him to go for the taunt, and I don't wanna be in that position with my... He does go for the Draco Meteor, and he misses. Oh my god. I got lucky because I got that play right. So he was willing to go for that. Okay. Interesting. So here's the thing. I could go for the Volt Switch, which I will do. He does stay in. We'll try to go for the Draco Meteor yet again, which I'm okay with, because Flareon is especially defensive. But this Noivern is definitely proving to be a problem at this rate. So maybe going for the Knocko with this Crafty earlier would have been a better play, now seeing in hindsight. But missing that Draco was huge onto my Zeraora. But now he will do good amount of damage to me. That was a critical hit. So this is back and forth pretty unfortunate in one way or another. But now I think I will go for the Toxic off the chance he allows me to do that. Hopefully allows me to do that. But he could also go for the Taunt and Uto, which is relatively free from his behalf. But because that was a crit, he might not know necessarily too well what set I am, and thank god now, please land this Toxic, please land this Toxic. That is so huge if I get this Noivern on time, because it's being very annoying. And there we go, Malva is a good girl and she lands that Toxic. That is super nice that I got it on the timer right now, and he is now -2 special attack. So if I would want to, I can still swap out on this turn, which seems something that I would like to do. Because again, I could go into my Zeraora, but that's also putting a lot of damage to me for no reason. So I think at this point I'm gonna see if he tries to taunt me or not, because he didn't try to do that earlier. And he does go for the Draco Meteor, so he is not expecting me to have Wish. Or he's willing to sack this thing either way, but I'm gonna be getting my Wish off. Which is really good for me. Because now I'm able to... Now this thing, like now Flareon is very important to keep as healthy as possible for this thing. And at this point I could go for the Flare Pitch, which I will do, and now I'm gonna be using a lot less time because I lost a little bit of my timer advantage that I noticed that I had earlier. So now I'm trying to keep that one up, because that's also another thing that could either win the battle for me or it's gonna be losing the battle for me. And same thing for my opponent, so I have to keep that in mind as well as we are playing through this, especially because it seems to be somewhat a longer paced battle and more positioning. And right now he does have the advantage of able to utilize that extra drill to break through me, but I still have the Scrafty as an answer to it. And I know it's Choice Bandit, so I have two things in Gengar as it's in G-Max form, and it can go for the Energy Ball and weaken the Earthquake and do massive damage to him. And right now I do expect him, after he goes for the U-turn, to go into the Roto Wash. Oh, he does not. No, that is... I do not remember his nicknames, I apologize. I thought it was something else, but it is definitely the Roto Wash. And let's see how much he takes from this. He didn't take that at all, so that's nice. I get rid of his dual screening Roto Wash, so Flareon is already putting some significant amount of work. Be able to nullify the Noivern a little bit, and I was able to get rid of that Roto Wash, which, like, those screens were really annoying to me, so getting rid of that thing is huge. But now he does go into the extra chill, which might be able to just claim another kill if I'm being completely honest, but that's kind of the game of play at this point. But Flareon might be done its job at this point. So I need Quillfish for the other physical attackers, I need Scrafty, and these two are my winning conditions, so I'm gonna be going for the Protect. No, I don't think it's worth it. Let me just Flare Bits. Let me just Flare Bits, it's no point of PP stalling. I'm gonna just let him take this thing down, and after this, I think I'll just go into my Zeraora and I go for the Blaze Kick, predicting the Celebi to come in, and it's also able to hit the extra 2 as well. I think that's my best play at this point. He's gonna be expecting the close combat, so I expect the Celebi to be his initial answer, but I have the rocks up, and depending on his spread, I can 2-shot him with rocks being up at this point. So we're gonna be going for the Blaze Kick. And I expect yet again to see the... He could also sack the Noivern, that could be another play he could do. So even in that case, me not going for the close combat helps me, because I'm not lowering my defenses. But let's see. I don't see Celebi having any purpose other than checking this thing, so I really do expecting him to swap into that. I don't see any other... Yeah, he swaps out. He does go into the Noivern. Okay, so he's willing to let this thing go if it comes down to it. And I will do decent amount of damage to him. And he's gonna be able to see my item as well, which is going to be Expert Bolt. And I'm able to go for the Blaze Kicks, which is gonna be doing decent amount of damage. And now, racking up with the poison. I want to think he's in a range of Plasma Fist, but I have to trust that it is at this point. I think that's my only thing to do. I don't want to allow this Noivern to roost yet again. So come on, Zeraora. Get this kill, man, with the Plasma Fist. Come on. Come on, Zeraora. Kill it. Kill it right now. Thank you. I think that's a kill. There we go. So the Noivern is gone. And now he has the Machoke, he has the Celebi, he has the Golisopod, and he has the Exotool. And now I have the speed control over him, unless he has a Choice Scarf with Celebi in the back. That's the only thing that now could give him the speed advantage. But I'm gonna be going for the Volt Switch. There's no reason not to. I get a little bit of chip on him. If he goes for the Earthquake, which does hit both of my Qwilfish and this thing, so be it. Qwilfish can still take the hit, and I have Pain Split as a form of recovery. And we're gonna be just going from that. He does take very minor damage because he's obviously Eviolite, and I don't think there's any reason for me to make any other play. Even if this is a free Earthquake, I cannot allow Scrafty to take that damage when the Executor is in the back. I think this is always my best play. I could see Knockoff, I could see Earthquake, but we are fully physically defensive, so we should be able to take it. He does go for the Earthquake, which will we take? Yeah, we take that just fine. So beautiful. Beautiful Qwilfish. Okay. What is my best play right here? I could get up my spikes. And that's what I think I should be doing to make sure the Celebi is easier to manage, and he does swap out. He could be trying to sack the Golisopod on this turn, which he is going to be doing. And I will be able to get my spikes as he would be trying to do that. And he does go for the emergency exit, so he swaps out yet again. So he kind of used that, I guess, for no reason. And now he gets something else in, and now he has to predict what it's going to be. He could go back into the Mattsoak and get rid of the Intimidate. Okay, and that's going to be his play. So fair enough, fair enough. But at this point, I'm gonna be getting my spikes up, and that's gonna be helping me out for the long run. And now, I think I'm gonna be using my Scrafty, actually, believe it or not, to get the Intimidate off. I'm gonna be doing the same thing back to him. So let's see if he predicts that. I don't see a reason why he would predict this. I think he's gonna be just attacking what is in front of him and not expect me to do this. But now I can get a double Intimidate off on him. He does go for the Bulk Up. Okay. Okay, that's a scarier thing to do at this point. But I'm gonna be going back to my Qwilfish to keep his attack low, and I can Pain Split up to get some damage back on him. And I still have my G-Max Gengar to manage with this. So we should be okay, and the Golisopod is not a threat anymore. So I don't have to preserve my Qwilfish at this point for that. So we are going back to the Qwilfish. We get it to -1 attack unless he bulks up yet again. And let's see what he does. He does go for the close combat. Okay, that's the perfect case scenario that he does that, because now he's gonna be taking a little bit of more chip. And yeah, now he's gonna be at neutral defenses, except the special defense is low. And now I go for the liquidation, cover the potential choke from his behalf, going to extra chill and predicting poison jab, and also covering the fact that if he's guts, I don't give him that, even though it would be racking damage, but it would also mean that he becomes a little bit stronger. So we are gonna be going for the liquidation. He does swap out. He might go into the C-word. That might be the Celebi. Okay, he predicts potentially of me doing that, so that's unfortunate. But we are gonna be going for the liquidation, and we are gonna be doing a decent amount of damage because we get a crit. Do we see a leftovers? We do not see leftovers. So he still has the Mattsoak alive, but G-Max Gengar can blow it back. G-Max Gengar is looking really good, so I don't think I'm gonna be swapping out. I will attack what is in front of me, because I would like to think, okay, he goes for the Calm Mind, so very good for me to go for the attack. Except the fact that if this thing has recovered, that could also get out of hand. But come on, Qwilfish. Go for the Poison Jab, do a good amount of damage, because I expect him this to have Dazzling Gleam for all I know. And we do good amount of damage to him, so we are gonna be just staying in and go for this. We should be doing good amount of damage that he should not be recovering too much from this, especially if I get a poison. So I'm gonna be just keep doing this. Come on, Qwilfish. Just do good amount of damage. Give me a poison. Give me a poison. Do we get a poison? We do not. He's gaining a little bit of health, but once I get a poison, that little gaining what he's able to get will not be there for too long. So we'll see if he tries to play in the long run, and I do have more poison jabs than he has recovered. So let's see what he does. He does go for the Psychic, so he's going to finish me off right there. And that is fine by me. And now I think I just go into Gengar and just go for regular Shadow Ball. Yeah, I don't need to risk the miss with my Zeraora for no reason. So we're gonna be going to our Gengar. And I will check how many mons he had left. Should I G-Max already at this point? No, I think it's better for me just to go for a regular Shadow Ball, because that should be able to kill him. I don't see him preserving this. But I don't think he should be living this even at +1, even if he has Cassiberry. And we don't see a Cassiberry, so this should be able to pick the kill. And we are able to kill off the Celebi, so beautiful. Beautiful, okay. Now if he does go into the Extra Chill, I might just preserve Gengar just to get the Intimidate off and then get it back in so I can go for the Grass move. But he does go into the John Cena, which is fine by me, because now I think I will just go for the... I'm gonna be checking this very quickly if I can. Machoke, Gengar, G-Max, Dynamax, and level 50. I will do like 39 to him if he's max HP. If he's max Pedef, well, he cannot kill me at that point, so I should be fine either way. Yeah, and I do like 26. Okay, so I think my best play is to go for the max Starfall then. Yeah, I think max Starfall is always the play. So I'm gonna be going for that. Try to get the kill on him on this turn. And even versus the Extra Chill, I will outspeed it and do massive damage to him. So I will get the grassy terrain up to even nerf him if I need to. But we are just going for the move that should guarantee me a kill, even if he's specially defensive, and make sure that I don't take any unnecessary damage. So we go for the max Starfall on the Buzzwole Cena, and we are able to take him off from there. So that should leave him only with Extra Chill and Golisopod, if I remember right. And if he goes into the Golisopod, I will 1000% click the grass move to ensure that the grassy terrain would be up. Because that was something that I was hoping to have a reason to go for, but I didn't want to risk a potential max Pedef. Machoke can live that hit for no reason. So, and I still have like the Zeraora in the back with close combat, which should be able to take him off. So at this point, Extra Chill will take a good amount of damage, and I can go pretty much for the Signature move. And this might actually kill the Extra Chill. I don't know what kind of rolls these would be, but I'm not gonna spend time thinking about it. It's always my best play to kill it, and there we go. G-Max Gengar is able to kill, and that might mean that your Helsinki Hydreigons are moving on in the AP Academy, where beginning of this video I've been always being mentioned, well not always, but a couple of times of mentioning that I didn't, and I'm still saying it, I didn't spend as much time into this, so I wasn't like really in a sweaty tryhard mode, if I can say that, and think like, yeah, I'm definitely winning this great person, whoever he is, who I just have met and seems to be a very nice guy. But either way, we are able to move on. He does go for the last ditch effort of Sucker Punch, which will not be doing enough by any means. And that is a third or no, it's actually third or fourth kill. I don't remember. My memory is really bad, as you can tell. I cannot even remember throughout the battle his nicknames, even though I just saw them. But great game to check. Great season for him. What I have understood, this was one of his better seasons that he has able to have on his recent memory, for at least in a quote-unquote bigger league. I might be wrong and maybe misunderstood from his commentary as I was watching his battles about a week ago when I was preparing for this. But make sure to check him out, very nice guy, and I actually like his commentary quite a bit, how he's able to give his thought progress. So make sure to check him out, and until we are back for the next battle for the AP Academy as we are moving on, thank you all for watching and stay tuned for that. I won't be spoiling who we go up against, but you get to see it soon enough. And make sure to check out all the other courses in the AP Academy if you want to. I believe it was versus... I'm gonna check it right now on the Discord. Off the chance there are people that would want to have the chance to go see it. So if you wanna go check the people who you can find down below in the description. The battle was between PlatinumHowler, who we got to play throughout this season, and he went up against one of the people that I did play also at towards the end. His name was... I blank on the name, hold on. I'm sure that I can find it. It was... Hold on. This might be a chance where people is gonna be tuning out either way, but off the chance they are again. So it was PlatinumHowler versus FlameHorizon. They played versus each other. and the winner of that will be going up against me on the next round, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all for watching it again, and I'm gonna be seeing you guys later.